Hi guys, I'm here to film my August favourites for you today, and as you can see I'm in a different area. I am currently in my brother's room and he's currently not living with us, so he's doing a trial with his girlfriend. They're living together for a while, see how it goes. So whilst he's not here, I'm going to use the empty space as a perfect opportunity to film videos. So as I said, I've got my August favourites to share with you today. And I've tried to film this video at least 10 times, and every time I've tried to film it I've lost at least one product. So this is it's like significantly smaller favourites than what it was originally. But I'll get started before I lose anything else, because these are my favourite things and it's not cool to lose your favourite things. But anyways, as you saw in my foundation routine video, I have been using the Revlon Color Stay and the L'Oreal Pure Light Primer. Now with this, I literally use about 5p size amount, and a pump of the primer mixed together produces a lovely, a good full coverage but sheer at the same time. Very luminescent but long lasting. It lasts a good 6 to 8 hours depending on how hot the day is. If I do want it to last longer, I can put a mattifying primer on first, and that'll give me an extra maybe 2 or 3 hours on top, but you know, I don't always do that. When I do my touch-ups, I usually use the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer, which I don't have to show you, it's one of the things I've lost. And I also use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is quite a highly pigmented powder. It's not the best for blotting, that's why I haven't used it much lately, but with such a long-lasting foundation combination, it's enabled me to use this powder a lot more, which is great because I really like this powder. It gives a nice velvety finish to the skin. For other concealers, I've been using the Well Rested by Bare Minerals. I use that under the eyes and on top of any blemishes to cover up redness. I also use it around the nose, and when I first got this I really didn't like it. I thought it was really thick, really cakey, and I thought it was maybe too dark. But I just discovered I was just using way too much. I take my brush and I literally tap it in, tap off as much product as possible, and then work it into the bristles in the lid, like do little circles in the lid, and it's the perfect amount to do under the eyes and all over the face and such like. For overall setting of the face, I will often use the No. 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder, and this is just your standard loose powder. I'm sure I've mentioned this before in other favourites. It's just a really nice loose powder. It just sets your makeup without adding too much weight to your makeup, if that makes sense. Now for the rest of my face, I've been really into highlighting. I've been using the Collection 2000 Shimmer and Shade Brick in Just Peachy, and this unfortunately is discontinued, but you can still find it on discount makeup websites, on eBay, in Poundland, Savers, TK Maxx. You get the gist. But this is basically just a gorgeous shimmery powder highlight, as you can see there. I just whack my brush in and go for it, because it'll look quite stark when you first apply it, but you know, it's gonna wear away after a few hours, so by the time you like, I don't know, by about 10 o'clock it usually is worn down to like a less in your face intensity, if that makes sense. Other than that, I've really been enjoying the MAC Cream Colour Base, and as you can see I have been hitting pan on this big style, and I use this with the e.l.f. powder, no, the e.l.f. blush brush, and I just use it on the high points of my face, like cheekbones, forehead, nose, and it's just a really nice cream highlighter. I don't know if I would repurchase it though, because it has taken me about 2 years to get to this stage, but it is a really nice product. Not for everybody, but it is really nice. My favourite blush this month has been the Smoky Rose from Revlon, and look at the shiny pan on there. Every time I use this, the silver gets bigger. It's such awesome feeling to finally be using stuff up. As I showed in my blush video, this isn't the most pigmented of blushes. It's one of those ones you can take your blush brush and just whack it in there, get a ton of product on, and then just buff it into your cheeks. You will not get clown cheek with this blush. It's a gorgeous, sculpting, brightening blush. I would recommend this for lots of people, especially if you're quite young, starting out with makeup and you're not too sure about blush yet. This would be fabulous. If I'm not wearing blush, like I'm not today, I would be wearing this bronzer from Max Factor, which is what I have on. I don't know if it will show up too much on the camera because it is possibly one of the most natural bronzers I have ever used. This is just in the colour bronze. It comes in a more golden shade called Golden. Shock horror. I like Max Factor. They're just very blunt and very forward with things. But there's a swatch of it. As you can see, it is not the most pigmented, but I like that because then it's easier to blend, it's easier to build. It's not entirely too orange. It's got a nice strong red tone to it rather than an orange tone, and it's not at all shimmery. In fact, it's more satin, more towards matte finish, which I love. Let's talk about eyes. I was going to mention the Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil from NYX, but I can't find it. I was using that to brighten the inner portion of my eyes every day until I decided to try and film this video, and then I haven't seen it since. Oh, Lord knows where it is. But I've been really enjoying the Revlon Smoky Shadow Stick in Torch, especially this champagne-y side. I like the bottom half, but it's become a lot more difficult to work with because it's snapped off of the applicator. I'll show you on this bit, like when you get to the bottom it like gets really thin and it's really kind of delicate and it's snapped. But I really like the brown end for doing the lash line, and I really like this for all over the lid. And it's a really nice formulation. It doesn't crease at all, which is awesome. I actually managed to put this on, I don't know if I mentioned this in another video, but I managed to put this on, put eyeshadow on. I fell asleep with my makeup on. I'd had it on all day, fell asleep with it on, and it was still there in the morning. It was a little bit faded, but it was still there, and that's because of this. As for eyeshadows, I'll start with some singles. This one is Hawaiian Coffee by NYX. This is a gorgeous deep brown with a reddish aubergine undertone. It's like a satin finish. It's absolutely gorgeous, really intense, good for doing a lash line, darkening crease, or just doing an all over dramatic look. Absolutely love that eyeshadow. Another NYX one is Taupe. It's possibly the most boring colour ever in existence. Actually, the next one is probably the most boring colour in existence. This is just a really nice neutral brown, good for blending out the crease, good for just wearing by itself. It's a fail-safe colour for me. Next one, the most boring colour in the world, is like a biscuity skin tone beige colour, and this is MUA's Shadow in 17 Matte. And again, this is good for brow bone, blending out the crease, just for wearing all over when you don't want to fuss too much with eyeshadow. Really, really pretty and useful. And the last single eyeshadow is Barry M's. I think this is called Tan. It just says number 3 on the packet, but it's a bit like Sin from Urban Decay, only instead of being a pink, it's more of a peach, like a golden peach. Next I have this little palette. I got the palette from Poundland. I've had these singles for like ages, but I've never had a palette to put them into, so I picked up a few of these from Poundland. But the shadows I have been enjoying is Kitten, and I think this is called Macaloo. One second, I shall pop it out. Yeah, this is called Macaloo, and it's just a really, really deep off black colour. It's not quite black. It almost has like a navy undertone to it, and it's like rolling away. But I've been really enjoying Kitten all over the lid and using Makalu as like a liner with an angled brush. And here's something I don't think I've ever shown in a favourites video, and that's the Urban Decay Naked palette. I have had this since it first launched in the UK, back when it was still doing the double pencils with it instead of a brush. And as you can see, I have barely used this at all. I don't know, I thought about getting rid of it, like selling it, but then I thought I'd give it another try. And I'm really starting to like it. I think it's just because I was using so many different things and I have so many other eyeshadows that are really similar in colour. I didn't think this was anything unique. The hype got to me, that's why I bought it, okay? But I've been really enjoying Naked, Virgin, Sin, Naked. I really like Sidecar, but I hate using it because it just gets everywhere. I really like Smog and Dark Horse and Toasted and Hustle and Creep as a liner. I was asked, someone did say to maybe use these two as like smoky eye, but I unfortunately can't because I don't really suit blue, and these are very blue undertoned colours, so they don't really go well with my skin tone, unfortunately. Although they are really, really pretty. It's the same with silver. I can't really wear silver unless it's like a purple based silver, or Clarins does a really nice one. It's called green silver. That is gorgeous. But you currently can't get them at the moment. They're like reformulating their eyeshadows, which kind of sucks, but eh. Next I want to talk about a couple of liners. This is the, I'll start with this one because I want to do a comparison on the other two. This is the Stay Precise Metallic Liner in Mocha from number 7, and this is a gorgeous, like, bronzy eyeshadow, eyeliner even. And it kind of reminded me a bit of the eyeliner from the Generation Q from Illamasqua. I really, really like this eyeliner. I wear it most days for work just because it's subtle, but it gives a little something to the eye. And the last two, this one's not really a favourite because it's not as pigmented as I thought it was going to be. This is the Superliner Luminizer in Black Diamond for brown eyes, and it's basically a black eyeliner with like purple and gold glitter in it, and that's what it looks like. I got this as a freebie in like a gift set with purchase, so I'm not too fussed about it because I technically didn't pay for it. But this one is from 17 and it costs like $2.99, $3.99, and it's just your standard liner, and I'll even double up on the L'Oreal one just to make it a fair test. But the one from 17's blacker. The cheap one is more pigmented. It's thicker, it's more pigmented, glides on easier, it's easier to control. It has this amazing tiny ickle brush, like you can barely even see that. It's so thin and tiny. The only thing I wish is that it was a little longer, because sometimes I touch the end of the wand to my eye and then it makes a little splodge, but you know, it's easy to clean up. But it's cheap, it's cheerful, it's freaking amazing. I would strongly recommend this. I think it comes in brown as well. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm assuming it would be just as good. Lastly, for eyes, I have 3 mascaras to share with you. I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, which is a really nice volumizing mascara. I don't like it when I first get it because it's a bit too wet and it like smudges everywhere, but yeah, it's a staple. I've been buying that for years. Then we have the L'Oreal Telescopic, which I bought on the recommendation of Anna from Viviana Does Makeup. And she raves about this mascara. I don't like it for the top lashes, but for the bottom lashes, this is just the most amazing, defining, lengthening mascara. And it doesn't smudge very much at all, unless it's like a really hot day, then it like smudges a bit. But you know, that's how I rate a mascara, on how much it smudges throughout the day, and this barely smudges, if at all. And then lastly is the Revlon 3D volume. I love this as an all-round mascara. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Benefits They're Real. I've never tried it, so I can't really compare, but I do think it's rather similar to the Max Factor False Lash Effect, only it's like a smaller barrel on the brush. I love the formulation, it's nice, it's thick, it's creamy, it's black, and I love the spacing of the bristles. It really gets in there and really like puts a bit of impact at the base of your lashes. I almost couldn't find the words there. And that's it for eyes. I have a few lip products I want to talk about, and then I'll go on to a few random favourites. I have one lip gloss, and that's the Flora Abundance by MAC, and it's just your standard milky peachy pink thing. This was probably one of the first makeup products I ever bought from MAC, and I'm only like a quarter of the way through it. I need to use this baby up, so I decided to just keep it in my bag, and I really like it. I didn't like it before, but I do kind of like them now a lot. Sometimes after work I will even just put some of this, like dab up the centre of my lips and then work it into my lips, just so it gives a bit of a gloss and a bit of a sheen, but without being too like death lips. And then I have 4 lipstick products. This is the Maybelline Moisture Extreme range. These are a lot cheaper than the Colour Sensational lipsticks, but this is Pinky Beige, and it's more of a mauve than a pink, but it's really pretty. It's really natural. It's my lips but better colour, as if I can get enough of those. And then we have Creme Brulee Lip Butter from Revlon. This is very peachy, but it's perfect for those days, just here. It's perfect for those days where I've been wearing a bright lip and I can't be bothered with the maintenance, and I just wipe it off and stick this on. It's really moisturising after having such a, you know, after having to like strip my lips basically to get a bright colour off. Really nourishing, nice colour, it's really non-offensive, and it's great for those days where you just can't be bothered. Now I have Spotlight Beige, which is unfortunately discontinued. It's one of my all-time favourite lipsticks. It is quite similar to Pinky Nude, Pinky Beige. It's down here, only it has a bit more of a peach undertone. I found several that are very similar to this. It's an easily dupeable colour, so I wouldn't fret too much if you can't get this. Next we have a L'Oreal Colour Riche lipstick in 231. It's either sepia or silk, or sepia. I don't know how you're supposed to say that word. I always used to say sepia and then someone corrected me, so I don't know. But it's just a gorgeous brown beige colour. It's quite sheer, really neutral, very work appropriate. I really like it. So that's that. Lastly, I have a few random things to talk about, plus a couple of books. Firstly is teas. I'm in really into tea. This is the Dr. Stewart Slim Plus tea, and this is basically a fennel and dandelion tea, which is supposed to be good for bloating and water retention, especially around that time of the month. So that's what I use this for. Plus it just generally tastes really nice. It tastes a bit like licorice. And it comes in these fancy little packets, so they're great for taking to work. And then we have peach and cherry blossom green tea from Twinings. This stuff just tastes fabulously delicious, and you could probably make a good like iced tea with this, similar to the stuff you get at Costa. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to try and make iced tea with this. But I drink a massive cup of this every morning. It's so nice. And last tea is one that's really random. I meant to pick up nettle and sweet fennel for because it would help bloating and that kind of thing, but I accidentally picked up nettle and peppermint. I hate peppermint. I can't stand peppermint tea, but mix it with sweet nettle. Mixing it with nettle makes it really nice. I have a cup of it sitting over here actually, for when my throat gets like really freaking dry. It's like drinking the insides of an after eight mint. It's really nice. I can't stand mint tea though, but this is just delicious. And it says just brew it for 2 minutes, but I brew it for like as long as I can leave the tea bag in the cup, or until I remember to take it out. Lastly are the books that I want to mention. I finished the first trilogy of the Mortal Instruments series. This is the final book, The City of Glass, and oh my god, did I not expect this to happen. Anyone who's read this possibly is on the same level as me. Did you expect that to happen? Because I did not. I knew that Valentine was a badass dickhead, but seriously. And I think the ending was a bit too clean cut and cutesy, but you know, it's YA fiction, it's meant to be. But I would thoroughly recommend this. I might actually do a little kind of review on my book blog. I'm not too sure. I'm really crap at book reviews, so I'll give it a try. And then we have Clockwork Angel. I did have a bookmark in this, but it's fallen out. I'm about 100 pages from the end, and this is the prequel, the Infernal Devices series, and this is good. This is really good. It's kind of Victoriana but steampunk. It's really dark. They're going up against this evil vampire, and it's about a girl who's a shapeshifter. I don't know if it says that on the back, but it's about a girl who's a shapeshifter, and they're fighting against this evil vampire man. But you don't actually, so far this has all been build up. I don't know what's actually happening. I don't know why this man wants this girl, and you know why she didn't know she is what she is, that kind of thing. But it's really nice. I really like the characters. I like the backstories. Really like this book. Although the main character, Tessa, her brother is really shifty. I don't think he's as naive as he makes out to be. But anyways, thank you for watching my August favourites. I do apologise that it is so late, and I just got lipstick on my boob. Oops. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.